Question. Explain the concept of IAM and how it is used in AWS. Answer. IAM, Identity and Access Management, is a web service provided by Amazon Web Services (AWS) that allows you to manage access to AWS resources securely. IAM enables you to control who can access your AWS resources and what actions they can perform. It is a foundational service for securing and managing user identities and their permissions with AWS. Here are the key concepts and features of IAM in AWS. Number 1. Users and groups. IAM allows you to create and manage individual IAM users within your AWS accounts. Each user is assigned a unique set of security credentials and has a specific identity within the AWS environment. Users can be organized into groups, simplifying the management of permissions by assigning policies to groups instead of individual users. Number 2. Roles. IAM roles are similar to users but are not associated with a specific identity. Roles are intended to be assumed by users, services, or EC2 instances. Roles provide temporary access credentials and can be assigned specific permissions using IAM policies. Roles are commonly used for granting permissions to AWS services and for cross-account access. Number 3. Policies. IAM policies are JSON documents that define permissions and access control roles. Policies are attached to users, groups, or roles and determine what actions are allowed or denied on AWS resources. Policies can be crafted to provide fine-grained control over individual resources, services, or actions, and can be assigned at different levels to manage access effectively. Number 4. Multi-factor authentication (MFA). IAM supports the use of multi-factor authentication, which adds an additional layer of security to user sign-in. MFA requires users to provide a second form of verification, such as a time-based one-time password (TOTP), generated by a virtual or hardware MFA device, in addition to their regular username and password. Number 5. Access keys. IAM allows users to generate access keys, which consist of an access key ID and a secret access key. Access keys are used for programmatic access to AWS resources using the AWS command line interface, CLI, SDKs, or API calls. Access keys should be securely stored and not shared with unauthorized users. Number 6. Federated access. IAM supports federated access, enabling users to sign in AWS using existing credentials from their organization. This is done through identity federation using a standard such as security assertion markup language (SAML) or OpenID Connect (OIDC). Federated access allows users to use their existing corporate identities for accessing AWS resources. Number 7. Fine-grained permissions. IAM allows for fine-grained control over permissions. Policies can be crafted to define specific actions, resources, or conditions. IAM policies support the principle of least privilege, where users are granted only the permissions necessary to perform their required task, reducing the risk of accidental or unauthorized access. Number 8. Audit and monitoring. IAM integrated with AWS CloudTrail, which provides detailed log of IP calls, API calls made to IAM and other AWS services. These logs can be used for auditing and monitoring purposes to track user activity and changes made to IAM policies and roles. IAM policies IAM plays a critical role in ensuring the security of AWS resources by providing centralized control over user access and permissions. It allows organizations to enforce the principle of least privilege, manage user identities, and track user activity within their AWS environment. By, by properly configuration IAM, organizations can effectively protect their resources and data and ensure compliance with security best practices. Thank you.